deal with people. So this making good relationship with people is important. This is the philosophy. Step 2, the teacher tells students what they are going to do that evening. The summary of the schedule or the plan for the day. This is kind of introducing the lesson plan. Any new learning experience can be threatening. When the students get into something new, a new context, okay, they feel threatened, okay? So it's like the case of you in this class. Okay, now you are in the system, everything is new for you, and you feel threatened, you feel worried, okay? Now, by the teachers, by the authorities. When the students have an idea of what will happen in each activity, they often feel more secure. So the job of the teacher is to ensure the students that the activity is clearly stated, so no worry. People learn non-defensively when they feel secure. So sort of social psychology. If students feel secure, okay, feel safe, then it will improve their learning. So this chapter is mainly based on theories of more even psychology, but at the meantime, sociology is important too. Of security, okay, they feel things are okay. Step 3, students have a conversation. So they practice some conversation. Now, what is the philosophy? Why is the teacher doing this? He is doing this, practicing conversation. Language is used for communication. So they say this method could be among methods. Step 4 in the class. Normally, the teachers are in. Why is this one? Find the students. I may give you this observation. The teacher stands behind the students. Why? What is the reason? What is the principle? What is the logic? What is behind this act of the teacher? Look at the principle. This is the teacher, superior knowledge, and be threatening. When you see the teacher in front of the class, because of the teacher's power, because of the teacher's knowledge, because of the teacher's authority, the students may feel threatened. If the teacher does not treat, it is reduced. And the student's learning is facilitated. This action, standing behind the students, fosters interaction. Students can interact better rather than so. Cooperation between students is also important, coming from sociology. Okay, science of sociology. Okay, step 5, the teacher translates what the students want to say in chunks. So what is it? The teacher goes to the students raise their hands, the teacher goes to them and says, then the student says his message in his native language. Then the teacher translates this into English, let's say. So, yes. So again, the technique of translation is used here. If you ask the teacher why do you use translation? The teacher's response is something like this: I am sensitive to students' level of confidence and give them just what they need to be successful. So the teacher helps the students because the students are worried if they get no help from the teacher and say whatever they wish, it might be wrong. Then students do not like mistakes. Okay? Even teachers are more tolerant with students' errors, but the students themselves are not that tolerant and they do not feel safe. Okay? So they want to make sure that what they say is correct. So they get help from the teacher. So again, the justification is confidence. It's a matter of sociology. When you feel confident, you talk. When you feel confident, you write. Step 6, the teacher tells them that, before saying that, let me count the number of participants. 29. Very good. Now 29 students in this class eventually got over the problem of how to connecting with our LMS. Very good. Look, Zaid, Saud, Faisal, this LMS is different from Google Meet. In Google Meet, the students wait for the teacher's permission, but LMS is not like that. I have worked with LMS for 3, 4, 5 years. Ever since COVID-19, I have been teaching through this LMS different classes. So no need for my permission. They just can attend the class. Okay, don't worry. If you are in touch with them, you can tell them. Zaid, Saud, Faisal, did you hear me? Okay, step 6, the teacher tells them that they have only a few minutes remaining for the conversation. Good. What is the justification? The justification is this. Students feel more secure when they know the limits of. So the limit in some cases might bring about fear. But in this context, limit is helpful. See, perhaps this is a familiar experience for you in your writing classes, okay? When you tell the students to write something, or when you were students, your instructors would tell you to write something, okay? You would ask the teacher, excuse me, how long should our paragraph be? 4 sentences okay? 5 sentences okay? Did you ask these? Did you have such comments for your writing courses? Asking for the length of the text, the passage? Okay? So, when the students know the limit, they feel better for some tasks. Okay? So if you say, yes, write a paragraph of 5 sentences, that would be easier. Okay? So limits, drawing limits can be helpful. This is the justification. Okay, step 7. As we move on through different sessions, you make better communication with me. Step 7. Students are invited to talk about how they felt during the conversation. They had a conversation with their friends. Now, the teacher asked the students for their reactions, okay? Their feelings. Okay, let's see the principle. The teacher and the students are whole persons. Sharing their feelings about their learning experience allows learners to get to know one another. So when we say a whole person, it means that we try to consider all human factors. Okay? Students are not one-dimensional. Students are not only receiving your instruction. They have their own say. They have their processing. They have their time, their feelings. Okay? In step 8, the teacher accepts what each student says. Oh, very good. See? The teacher accepts what each student say. Now, what is the justification? Guided by the knowledge that each learner is unique. Okay? Learners are not like one another. They have some commonalities, true, and they are different in some respects. This is why we say learners are unique. Human beings are unique. So the teacher creates an accepting atmosphere. Okay? Learners feel free. To lower their defense becomes okay. Step 9. The teacher understands what the students say. Okay? The teacher counsels the students. So see, the word counsel is used in a special way with certain meaning. When you see a word in quotation, okay, the writer is using that word for a certain meaning, which might be a little bit different from the dictionary meaning, okay? So the word counsel here is used as a technical term. Let's see what it is. He does not offer advice, but rather shows them that he is really listening to them and understands what they are saying. Now, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this community language learning, this counseling, okay, has its origin in Western culture in the United States and in Europe, okay. Over there, teachers and the society usually do not give advice to others, okay? They just provide suggestions. Okay? So they provide suggestions, not advice. But in Eastern culture, okay, like the Middle East, like the Arab culture, the Persian culture, okay, in Persian culture, and as far as I understand, in your culture, teachers all the time advise students. Okay? But in Western culture, there is no room for an-nasiha or advice. Okay? So this is the word counsel. Okay? They just, by they I mean teachers. Teachers just accept the students in whatever they are. And even they say the choice is yours. Okay? So probably this method works in Western culture, but in Eastern culture, no. If you go and run your class one day through this, community language learning, okay, you may be disappointed. Okay, now let's see. The principle continues. By understanding how students feel, the teacher can help students gain insights into their own learning process, as well as transform from their negative feelings. They change their negative feelings. Step 10. The students listen to the tape and give the Indonesian translation. So this method is being practiced in Indonesia, Southwest Asia. Okay, so they listen to the tape and give the Indonesian translation. So translation from English to Indonesian native language. Listening so practiced. They listen. So, see, this language is no translate. It is not the case that you say, okay, grammar translation was replaced by audiolingualism or by direct method. No. In other method, again, translation is used. Translation can be helpful. Okay? It is again a justification from psychology, because in psychology they say start from known, then go to the unknown. Through this, the students feel more secure when they understand everything. I sometimes send you notices in English. Dr. Nekukar sends notices in Farsi. What if we sent you notices in Arabic? Which one would you feel easier with? Most probably Arabic, because that is your mother tongue, you understand it clearly, and there is nothing confusing. Well, the point is that we do not know Arabic. I know English, so I send messages in English. And since you have already a degree in English, BA, or as you say, baccalaureate, so you understand my notes in English. Is that so? Good. Can you hear me? Plus or minus? Okay, Muhammad Abdul Rahman Abdul Karim, thank you. Zahra Manzar, thank you. How about others? When I ask you questions like this, give plus or minus, do it, because I see it as a sign of presence in the class. Okay, some people write, yes, doctor, yes, that's good. But even if you click on the plus sign on your keyboard, that will do. That would be a bit quick. Right. Step 11. The teacher asks the students to form a semicircle in front of the whiteboard. So instead of sitting behind each other, they arrange their seats in a semicircle. Okay? What is it? What is the good of it? What is the principle behind this? The teacher should take the responsibility for structuring activities clearly in the most appropriate way possible for successful completion of an activity. Yeah, this way the students see each other well, they see the teacher well, the teacher sees them well, everything is clear. The activities are then structured very, very clearly. Sometimes you see students at the end row of the class raise their voices. Sorry, teacher, we cannot hear you. We didn't hear you. What do you say? I am confused. Or I don't understand. I can't hear my friends. But if they sit in semicircles close to each other, close to the teacher, okay, you know, students do not have the same speed or pace, right? So the teacher assures them, don't worry, I will wait for you to copy from the sentences. Justification, principle. Learning at the beginning stage is facilitated if students attend to one task at a time, one by one, okay? One at a time means one by one. So, at the beginning levels of learning, the students are a bit slow and they need more time. At advanced levels, they are quick, they are fast. Step 14. Sajjad Faisal says the quality of the sound is not good, it is weak. Can you say something so that I can hear your voice and see what is it? Sajjad Faisal, please say something so that I test your... your speaker is not active. Wait. Let me activate it. Okay, now you can speak. Mr. Faisal. Sajjad Faisal. Say something. If you are saying something, I am afraid to say I cannot hear you. Test your device. Mr. Sajjad Faisal, probably the problem is with your device. Can you hear me? If you hear me, please give... No reaction? So, Roghaya Abdul Muhsen, your name appeared, but no answer, no. It's clear. Okay, Zaid Saud Faisal saved me. Thank you, Zaid. Step 13. The teacher asked the students to give the Indonesian equivalents as he points to different phrases in the transcript. The transcript means the written part of a dialogue or a paragraph or a reading. But since they were listening to a tape, okay, then by transcript it means tape. He points to the first phrase. If no one years, okay, it's again translation. Now let's see the justification. The teacher encourages students' initiative and independence. So the teacher has an encouraging role, not an enforcing role. This is again specific to Western culture, but does not let students flounder in uncomfortable silences. Okay? So if the students cannot answer, the teacher does not wait for too much because they believe this will humiliate students. Okay? It gives the students a hard time. So again, Western culture here. See, probably in Asian culture it will not work. In Iran, I'm skeptic. I don't think it works in Iran. I think in Arabic culture is also like Iran. Okay. Step 14, the teacher reads the transcript 3 times. What do we mean by transcript? The sentences from the tape. Probably the teacher listens to the tape at home, writes the sentences for himself, or he has the writing copy of it as a special document. The students relax and listen. What is the justification? Students need quiet reflection time in order to learn. A reflection time means the time to think about something, okay? To go over it in your own brain. Process it with your own speed. Step 15. In the human computer activity, the students choose which phrase they want to practice pronouncing. The teacher, following the student's lead, repeats the phrase until the learner is satisfied and stops. So the students are free to choose for themselves. See, the students choose which phrase they want to practice. Okay? So as you remember, I said in Western culture, they say, the choice is yours. So students are given choice. They choose the phrases they want to practice. And the teacher follows them. Okay? So what is the philosophy? Students learn best when they have a choice in what they practice. The students develop an inner wisdom about where they need to work. If students feel in control, they can take more responsibility for their own learning. So they are giving the students a feeling of responsibility